All right, boys and girls, what we're going to do right now is we are going to take a look at a review of covalent bonding. Remember that covalent bonding occurs between nonmetals and nonmetals. So when we're looking at the periodic table of elements, we know that we're talking about the elements that are over here, nonmetals. Okay, so that's the first thing you have to do is recognize, are the atoms you're dealing with, the elements that you're dealing with, are they nonmetals? And so if we looked at wanting to bond carbon and oxygen, there's a few things we want to do. First thing we want to do is look at valence, right? So remember, we look at our group numbers, carbon's in 14. That means it has 4 valence electrons. So if we were to draw our Lewis dot structures the way we've been taught, it would look something like that. Oxygen, of course, is 16 with 6. Okay, so again, we would draw our Lewis dot structures. Now, after we draw our Lewis dot structures, what we want to do is look at our unpaired electrons. And unpaired electrons are electrons that aren't right next to each other. So here, this is a pair, okay, and this is a pair. However, this is an unpaired electron because there could be one right there, and this is an unpaired electron. So these two gaps tell us that there could be 2 bonds with an oxygen. Now, carbon, in its uniqueness and why it is so essential to life, it has 4 unpaired electrons. So just if we're talking about making a bond between carbon and oxygen, we can see that this isn't going to work out, because if you have 4 electrons you need to share and this has 2 to share, you're in need of something else. So the carbon can share 2 of its unpaired electrons with oxygen, but it's going to have 2 left over. Well, luckily, though, we can bring in another oxygen. Okay, so when we look here, there's 2 more unpaired electrons, 2 unpaired electrons. If they both went and bonded with carbon, we would have something going. So now in setting this up,